So in this video, I'm going to go over 5 steps on how to buy a home in Connecticut. So the first thing I'm going to recommend is to definitely get pre-approved. And why do I recommend getting pre-approved? Because if you're not pre-approved for a loan, you're not going to know what your spending power is when you're going to start looking for homes. There are some people that hold off on getting pre-approved because they're just kind of trying to see exactly what's on the market, but they do want to buy a home. And if that's the case and they start looking around at all different price ranges in all different areas, they're kind of just setting themselves up for disappointment because they might not be able to afford those homes that they're looking at. So this is why I always say that your best bet is talking to a lender first if you're going to go with a mortgage, because you need to know exactly what you're approved for and what range you're working in here. I don't like setting my buyers up for disappointment, because if you're looking at homes in, say, the $700,000 range, but you can only get pre-approved for 5, that's a big difference in the type of homes that I'm able to show you. And if we were looking at $700,000 homes and now we're going to be looking at $500,000 homes, you're setting yourself up for so much disappointment. You're not going to be happy when we're doing that. So it really does help you to just know in advance what you're working with. And that way, if you're not happy with what you're seeing in the budget that you're approved for, you can talk with that lender and figure out what it's going to take to get you to that next level, so that way you can afford the homes that you actually want in this price range. So after you get pre-approved, you can then decide what location and type of home that you want based off your pre-approval. So it's a lot easier to do that once you have that pre-approval. And that's why I say it's so important for that to be the first step. And then after that, narrowing down is going to be your second step, because then you actually know what you can qualify for. So I typically can narrow down a location, narrow down a type of home based off of that pre-approval and then what you are actually looking for. So the third step after that is going to be just start looking at homes. Now, like I said, some people like to do this first and then go with all the other steps after that, but I really advise sticking with those 2 other steps first and then starting to look at homes, because it just makes the process so much easier and more enjoyable when you know that you can definitely afford the home and you're only looking at things that are going to be in your range. So the next step after that, if you find a home that you like, you then will make an offer, negotiate, and then sign contracts and do inspections on that home. So I lump that all into one big category because it's really the going under contract step. Now, I know there's a lot in that step, but that's going to be the process that's going to really get you to the next step, which is then the final step. And the final step is going to be closing on the home and doing the final walkthrough. So those are going to be the 5 steps of buying a home. And I know that this is a very brief video, and I'm going to have a lot of other videos that are going to be going into details about each one of these steps, but I kind of wanted to give you an overview of start to finish what it typically takes to purchase a home. Now, a lot of people overcomplicate it, but these are going to be the guidelines of what you're going to stick to when purchasing. Now, there are nuances and little things that are different in each deal that I do, but at the same time, this is going to be the basic steps for anybody looking to purchase a home.